It was the first time we really played as one. I think that's the main thing. Everybody has to be connected, and if we're not connected out there on the field with the game plan, with communication, we're not going to be. You're not going to win. So the main goal with us is not to beat ourselves and to make them work for everything. So I think we did it as a defense, and we know if we get the ball back to offense, give it back to Case, I think they can put up some numbers. We got weapons everywhere. And, we got the mad scientist calling the plays. I think he's going to be good.
That's Bill Musgrave, the offensive coordinator. He faced him when he was with Oakland. That's where you kind of earned the respect for him, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, every time we played him, I mean, that's what Joe Woods and Wade Phillips would call him, the mad scientist. But it would always be tough battles every time going against him. I never understood why they let him go. I never understood that because of Derek Carr. I felt like he was playing really good at that time with Musgrave, so it was kind of weird how they let him go.
Hey, that's good though. Good for us.
Oh yeah, we'll take him for sure.
Although you did return a touchdown against them when we played.
Oh yeah,
picked them up.
That was Super Bowl year.
Yeah, it was definitely Musgrave. He hadn't won too many battles versus me. I don't think. Yeah.
Like it. Do you have, beyond, take the Super Bowl out of it, is there a favorite memory you have as a Bronco? I mean, the Super Bowl, it kind of speaks for itself. Is there a favorite memory, a game that sticks out in your mind in your time here?
Game, man. I don't know, man. We've had a lot of good games. The first 5 years were all great, I would say. And going to playoffs every year, 2 Super Bowls. But, I mean, but now you just embrace it. Now you just want to get back there. You see how we made it look easy when we won those 5 division titles in a row. We made it look easy, but now it's a challenge. So you got a whole new it's motivation to make you get back on top, for sure.
There's been a lot of talk about Cortland and Deshaun.
Are
they that good?
Yeah, they are. They really are. I think Cortland, he came in the league. He plays more physical. Like he pushes off more. He's more physical than a lot of rookies come in. They usually come in a little soft, timid. But he's come in. He'll push you down. He'll do whatever. He's very physical. So that's gonna be big, especially if teams want to match and double team DT or Emmanuel. I mean. Then you got to deal with 14 one-on-one over there. It's going to be hard for teams to definitely match up with him. And then 17, Hamilton, he can do it all, really. He's just a guy that can play every position. That's what I like about him.
Does Sutton remind you of anyone, being that big and physical?
I mean, I would say he's like Hopkins, the way he goes up. He's a little smaller than Megatron, just a little bit smaller. But those guys that can just go up and get it, Dez Bryant, those guys that can just go up and catch the ball at the high point better than, just some guys can't go up and do that. And he has the ability to just leap over anybody to go get it. That's what Dez, Hopkins, those guys can do. Megatron, when he could do it. Not too many of those guys left.
Yeah,
that are really doing that if you really think about it.
Yeah, because Dez isn't in the league right now. He'll probably sign with somebody.
Yeah, so he's the new guy that can do that for sure.
Can't believe he fell to the second round.
Oh, I don't understand that at all. I thought he should have went top 10. I don't know how the Cowboys didn't draft him. Him being in SMU and Dallas.
And they needed a receiver.
And you needed a receiver, like, he's easily the top pick I would take, easily.
Interesting.
If you watched him, if you really watched him and watched him work out and you see how big he is, you need a receiver. Cowboys, that would have been easily. And you can market him great because he's from Dallas.
Yeah, he's from Dallas, right?
Yeah, like.
That's crazy.
Hometown boy.
You guys, do you remember the first time you heard of the no-fly zone? And what'd you think?
Oh, I definitely loved it. I loved, Harris, Talib, T.J. Ward. Man, how does it feel with Talib not being, around and stuff like that?
Yeah. You miss him for sure, but I like the direction that we're going with the team. I think Roby has a chance to step up and make plays. And it's hard to pay 3 corners. It's just the business of the NFL. You can't. Roby, he had a huge pay raise this year, and then I'm still getting paid and still young. So it's hard to have paid 3 corners $10 million. That doesn't happen in the NFL. So it was just part of the business, really.
Did you enjoy when I know Wade Phillips? He seemed like he had a lot of fun with you guys, especially during the Super Bowl run and stuff like that. Was he one of the the coaches that you loved playing with? Like, did he joke around a lot? And yeah.
Oh yeah, I love Wade Phillips. He tries to stay hip, man. He tries to stay like, he tries to just everything that the millennials doing, he wants to do it. Right. He wants to be involved in it. So he likes that. So that's what you like him. I mean, he tries to come down to your level. And I never forget I had a bad game versus Pittsburgh, and Coach Wade was like, "You're the best in the league. I'm counting on you next week." And then I go out and play a great game next week. So he knows how to motivate you. I mean, that's why Keith's happy, man. He's having a blast, and he loves it in LA, and hopefully he can retire there. That's where he wants to finish off his career there, and he's happy. So he's happy he gets to go play for Wade for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
When we think about the Broncos now, how should we view this team? Because that year you won it, you guys remember the defense, right? Did you have a favorite moment from that Super Bowl and that defense? And then kind of what do you think of this defense now?
From the Super Bowl itself? I think probably obviously the fumble for touchdown, strip sack.
Oh yeah, we had tons of those.
Did you know then it was going to be your night?
Well, I mean, we just had a crazy D-line that year, and then linebackers were just James Trevathan. I mean, when you have him, he's my favorite linebacker I've ever played with.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How come?
I mean, he's 100 miles per hour on the field. He's very smart. I mean, I seen him cover Jimmy Graham and just lock Jimmy Graham up one-on-one, and just cover running back so easy, and be able to run with them like a DB. So I'm like, I love Dan Trevathan. I mean, so just to go out there and see everybody on the field, you kind of knew that defense was a once in a lifetime to have. Really no weaknesses, and then have a lot of good backups too. So you usually don't usually have that. But one thing I see familiar with this defense is our D-line is it's probably better than that. I think. Really? I think it could be better. With the depth that we have there, I mean, the edge rushers. I mean, we had D Ware. D Ware was still going crazy then, but he was dealing with injuries at that time. And now we have prime Shaq. Shane is prime right now. Von and Chubb. I mean, those guys outside is going to be very tough to block. Right. With DeMarcus Walker, I think he can kind of play Malik role. I think he can get that good, I think, because Malik didn't start until he was fourth year.
Yeah, we forget that.
Yeah, people forget Malik never started until his fourth year. So D-Walk, I think he's progressing real good. So and Shelby Harris and Kerr, we're loaded in the inside. So and Wolf, I can't miss Wolf, but I'm excited for them boys. I think they're gonna make it easy for us.
Do you guys have a favorite member of the defensive line that he was talking about, that he mentioned? Is there a player on there that you like?
Well, definitely, like we were saying, strip sacks were amazing. I mean, Malik Jackson going in there and recovering that fumble in the end zone. That was just, I mean, I think that was kind of we were stopping the run, and nobody could, run against us, throw against us. Nobody could do that. That was kind of like the defense, because I remember the NFC Championship game between Carolina and the Cardinals. Carolina just tore up apart the Cardinals, and everybody's like, "Oh, you guys have no chance against Carolina. Cam Newton's going to come in there and score against you." I was like, "No, he's going to do it against this defense, not against this defense. Nope."
Nah.
But I mean,
yeah, you can feel it all week, man. That we're going to win it. You just feel it.
How could you tell? I mean, what was the vibe?
Just in the air. Just in the air.
It's like Phil Collins.
Yeah, you just feel it. Just know, man. You just in that flow state. Just
when Emmanuel Sanders in the end zone, he's laying down.
Yeah,
both can't sleep on Emmanuel. I'm like, that was great.
Oh,
yes, that was great.
Was funny, yeah.
What was DeMarcus Ware's speech like that night before the Super Bowl?
Man, I think him and Peyton did a speech.
Right.
I can't remember what they said. It's so long ago now, but
it sounds like guys are pretty inspired.
I mean, they got everybody ready though. I mean, them two are great motivators. They're perfectionists, so they know how to get everybody going. And Antonio Smith did a lot of motivational stuff too for the team too. Oh yeah, people didn't know he was huge for us. So I kind of see what his role was as Clint McDonald. Okay. 98. So I mean, we're so loaded on the D-line. You see the pressure that we had yesterday. So if we can continue to do that, It's going to be hard for teams to block these boys. And as long as we have tight coverage and everybody communicate, play as one, I think we can still be a top #1 defense, for sure.
I know it sounds kind of corny, but I also think the fans are awesome in their fan assists.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, like, I sit in the South Stands a lot, so being able to just, like, you know, watch the time run out.
Oh, yeah, we're going to need y'all rocking, definitely, Seattle, for sure.
Oh, yeah,
Try
we'll
to mess up Russell Wilson as much as possible, for sure, because, I mean, he's going to be scrambling and running around. We're going to have to cover forever, so hopefully that altitude kicks in to him. Gets a little tired.
What's the visiting stadium that's most like home? Not counting San Diego, because that's all Broncos.
Yesterday felt like home.
That crowd was nuts.
Yeah.
Everybody could have moved down. It would have only filled like the first 5 rows.
Yeah. It used to be San Diego. It did. Actually, do you have Dr. Pepper? Oh yeah. I'll take it, Mr. Fifth. Thank you. Oakland definitely doesn't feel like home. KC doesn't either. It used to be San Diego. It really did, but. Even LA last year was pretty. It was pretty. Felt like a home game. It was just so hot. But the stadium I love playing in. I love playing in KC. That's fun. I've been playing there since 2007.
Since college, right?
Yeah. So big games there since I was in college. So I love playing there for sure.
What do you guys think of Case Keenum so far? That's been a big issue the last couple years. Chris sees him every day in practice. He probably could give you way more insight. What do you think?
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I've always been a fan, so I like it.
He was on my fantasy team last year.
Hey, so you won every game.
I won. So yeah, great.
Speaking of fantasy, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm excited. I know Gary Kubiak's a big fan of him. I know he picked him up when he was in Houston. I know he wanted to bring him back in here. Was it actually last year? But I guess he got nabbed by, I would say, I don't know if it was last year, but the year before by the Rams. The Rams nabbed him before Coops can have been able to pick him up.
How do you guys feel though with him now? I mean, having him come in.
He shows that he wants it. I mean, that's how you want. You want a quarterback that's he's putting everything on the line to be the best, and that's what you want. You want a quarterback that's hungry and wants to learn every day. And him, Chad Kelly, Paxton, they really work. They put in the extra hours and do whatever they can to win. So I like it. I mean, his practice, he makes it tough, and in the games, I think he's just right now he's just getting comfortable. It's a whole new team, whole new receivers, and. Playing a little preseason is not going to just get you all the way there for the game. So hopefully we can figure out, make it easy transition when the real games come, make it to where they can start real fast. Run the balls usually always helps that out, and that's what we've been running the ball great over the preseason. So we can keep that up. I think it'll make it easy for Case to easily transition in the games.
People forget with Chris, he's an undrafted free agent, because you see him now, he's one of the most accomplished players in the league. What about underdog stories do you guys like? Because there isn't more of an underdog story than perhaps his. I mean, do you guys wear that?
Well, that was one of the things, actually, one of my questions, because I know you have your foundation.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it was about being an underdog. And actually, a couple years ago, my daughter works for a nonprofit, and you had all the underdog bracelets.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to get more of those, because I got them for all the kids. But from that, what personal experience was it for you that you felt like the underdog, that you wanted to then turn around and encourage other kids that, hey, when you're in this place, this is how you can better yourself?
At my school, when I grew up in high school, I was a single parent home, so I really had to have a lot of discipline growing up. I had to make sure my sister was up every day, making sure we get to school. Just little things like that, so I had to really grow up fast, and just being in high school, I felt like I was one of the best in the state, but I didn't have any offers until like mid basketball season of football. So then out of nowhere, I get offered to go to Kansas, and. Man, Gino, he just strolls into basketball practice. He sees me playing basketball and he offers me a scholarship. So it was just my whole life people kind of doubted me. So
that's how. So was it really? Because I know you did football, you did basketball, you did track. So that's how you decided which one you were going to do, by the scholarship or by the...
Yeah, pretty much.
Which were you most passionate about, though?
Oh, basketball, for sure. After I was committed to Kansas for football, I got offered to Oklahoma State in basketball. So I was already committed to KU in football, so I just said I'm just going to go play football.
Do you regret that decision? Okay, good, because we like you playing football.
Nah, if I kept growing, then I wouldn't have regretted it for sure. But that's really how it happened. And then, but I went to KU and ended up starting as a true freshman, started every game, so kind of showed that I was kind of definitely overlooked, pretty much. Even at KU, I mean, we won the Orange Bowl. I won 2 bowls my first 2 years, and then I really never got targeted ever my senior year, so I moved to safety just to try to like get noticed. And when I moved to safety, at first I was like the 10th ranked corner going into the draft. When I moved to safety, they moved me like 25. So I thought it was gonna help me, but it really it hurt me. And then we had to deal with the lockout. That whole time during the lockout, I'm just at home, like people are telling me you can't do it, like you might as well just start working. You know, I mean, I'm back home that whole time because I already graduated at college. So I'm back home just like, and pretty much working out, kind of, I mean, some people would say mooching. I mean, I'm living with my mom back home, you know what I mean?
Because the draft had passed at that point?
The draft already passed. Yeah, I didn't get drafted.
You're thinking you may not play again?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking the whole time. So.
How did you stay motivated, though, and keep your spirits up?
My agent, he just kept telling me that we're gonna have some looks when the lockout gets up. Just make sure you stay ready. And it was like 3 teams that he had, and 2 of the teams passed. The Dolphins and the Cowboys passed. And then Denver just said they just kind of like did him a favor.
What was your bonus?
$2,000. I was the last person picked up on the team.
$2,000. So essentially a plane ticket and
yeah.
3 meals.
Yeah.
In the big picture, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think Lindsey got like 25. Think about it, 25. I think he probably got more than that.
I think he got 20, and I know Johnson, the kid from Tennessee, got 50. The most they've ever given an undrafted free agent. I mean, his situation's a little different.
Yeah.
$2,000, but at that point, you're just like, any opportunity is a great opportunity.
Oh yeah, right? I was just like, I'll take it, man, and they just picked me up, and then I remember right when I got there, we had like a run test.
In Colorado.
Yeah, in Colorado.
With the altitude.
And none of the rookies were there. It was just like a couple of undrafteds were there. Vaughn and them weren't there. I guess they haven't done their. It was all different that year. None of the rookies did sign their contracts.
Okay. Oh, because of the lockout.
Yeah. So the only people they had there was like the undrafted guys, and. So we go there, we run the run test with these vets. And some of the vets couldn't make it. They failed it, and they were just, because you know they had such a long break.
Yeah.
So they failed it, and then the guys that failed it got cut that day.
Like that day?
That day. Guys? Or?
No, vets, older guys, or it didn't matter what they were. They got cut those days, and then that's when I realized, I'm like, oh man, this is serious.
This is real stuff.
You guys didn't know. You had no idea that if you didn't run that the right way, you were gone.
Oh yeah, we didn't know, so glad I was ready. And
what was the test? Do you remember?
Man, I can't remember what it was, but it was like a 300-yard shuttle.
Right, that's okay.
Yeah, it was like a shuttle you had to do, and you had to do it 2 times. And if you didn't make it, you were gone. And it was all new because it was Elway's first year.
Coach Fox's first year.
Yes.
So everything was just, I guess, I don't know how it was with Coach McDaniels, whatever. I guess it was a big change.
Yeah. The reign of
culture change, whatever.
Yeah. Was that in the old bubble they had, or did they just have you out on the field? Because now they've got a $35 million facility. Well, 42 now.
We used to go to the old bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we did that run test out. We were out.
Just outside on the field. If you said you got offered by Oklahoma State, were you a point guard or shooting guard?
Point guard. Yeah.
You shared?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like Chris Paul, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, man. I do it all. Yeah. I still hoop in the off season. I think that's where, it translates to cornerback, I think.
How so?
You playing defense, having to mirror a guy, trying to play the passing lane, stealing the ball, jump for rebounds, you high point the football for interceptions. So I think basketball translates big time to football for sure.
Well,
cornerback to my position.
You can see that with Sutton. He played college basketball at SMU for Larry Brown.
You see how he goes up and he high points the ball? It's easy. That's where he gets that from.
You played basketball. You played hoops with Parker Frazier, George Frazier's son, right? So George was a broadcaster for the Rockies, played in the big leagues. Parker's his son, and you played travel ball with him, right?
Yeah, AAU, yeah, Parker. Oh yeah. I mean, I ended up playing Parker all through. His high school was my high school rival.
Which one were you at?
I went to Bixby. He went to Bishop Kelly.
That's right. Okay.
Parker was a standout pitcher. He was man, at that time, even young, he was already one of the top pitchers in the state. So I think he kind of just, I don't know what he's doing now, though. I need to check back in.
I think he's pitching internationally now. He was in the minors for a while. He's still doing it.
Yeah.
But it's hard. I mean, he's to an age now where it's getting harder. But yeah, he's still playing pro ball.
How old were you when you started playing?
Basketball?
Or sports in general?
Football, I started playing tackle football at 5.
5 tackle?
Dang.
5. We called it Mighty Mite. Yeah.
Mighty Mite.
And then basketball all year round after that. But it was cool because everybody I played football with, we all played basketball together. And it was like that. We all got to play basketball together until we graduated.
So it's a pretty solid community that you grew up in.
It was totally opposite. Well, a lot of the guys were everywhere, all over the state, all over. Yeah. So we got to play little league football together, and then once we got older and had to go to our high schools or our schools, middle schools, we kind of everybody branched off. But we played all like AAU basketball all year round. We travel. I've been traveling the world for sports pretty much forever since I was a little kid.
Well, before we get another question, go ahead, dig in, guys. You guys can eat. I think you get nervous with him here. You can eat. He's going to be fitter than any of us after this meal anyway. I can guarantee you that.
I get a week off this week.
Yeah,
there you go.
He can eat. Eating is the one thing I do well.
Yeah.
They're good.
Pretty cool story about Mr. B.
Oh, yeah.
How much do the guys in the locker room, do they really get into that?
Well, only people that really know is like me, Vaughn, and DT, really. Nobody else. Everybody else is kind of, you know, they weren't here, so they didn't get to witness. I got to see like the end of it. Like he had just started getting sick, but before he was sick, he was there every day. I see him at work every day. He was at practice every day. He didn't miss a practice.
I thought that was neat at training camp when they gave out all the purple towels for all the fans and did that little tribute to him. I thought that was amazing. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my grandma passed away from Alzheimer's, so
I didn't know that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I always do a big event in Tulsa. It's a huge event that we have in Tulsa for Alzheimer's. So that's huge. I feel their family for sure, know what they're going through. Because now it's Miss Bolin and Mr. Bolin. So. Oh, yeah. It's real hard for the family, for sure. You have to do everything pretty much for them. They're pretty much, she was like, my grandma was like a kid. You pretty much have to take care of everything.
Were you close to her growing up then?
Oh, yeah.
It makes it even harder because you see him. My grandpa had it, and like you said, they dissolve in a way and age backward to where they're an infant, and the only relationship he had left at the end was with my grandma. You know, and it was hard because the rest of us, you know, they struggle to recognize and struggle with, but usually there's a person or two in their life they still remain. Yeah, my grandpa did. I mean, at times where you'd think, well, he's just, you know, it's not there, and then with my grandma, there was still a connection. It was unique, even when. Yeah, it was hard as a kid. You didn't, because I was 12, 13, I didn't understand it. Yeah. I don't know what age you would have been, but it was hard to understand the disease.
Yeah, I was a kid too. Yeah, we didn't really understand it either, but.
I think it makes it, because the Denver Bronco community, it's a family. I look at it like we're all fans. We all come from different places, different parts, but it's like seeing the Bolins and what they're going through. It touches me because that's my family too. It affects all of us. It affects everybody in the state.
Well, and Annabelle's in the team picture too. So I mean she's not around like Pat, but you guys know her because she's been in the team picture every year, right?
Oh yeah, we seen her all the time. Oh yeah, and they have always women events. You know what I mean? So my wife always hangs out with them and does their events. So I mean, the family, like you said, it's like a family. It really is. So you got to support them in this, because I mean, you never know. You might have this sickness. You never know who's gonna have this sickness. So I would support it for sure.
One of the things about Pat was he was so competitive. I mean, I knew him back in the 90s, but they'd do a pick 'em poll, and I don't know if they did that when you were there.
We
Do you have stories on that with Pat? Because he picked.
I didn't get to play with Pat.
He picked Oklahoma every week. Like, that was his team. Because he went to Oklahoma. Pat, the owner, did. So he picked Oklahoma.
I don't know if I can discuss this.
But did you see his competitiveness even then, like in those years where?
I didn't really get to see it too much, but he was just at practice every day.
Okay, so it clearly mattered to him.
Yeah, so you knew it mattered, and you see him in the locker room. He was around.
Right.
And then he just slowly started not coming around.
Right.
And then that's when we realized, okay, he's
going through something.
Yeah, he's going through something. Well,
Will you go to Canton?
oh yeah. I mean, I don't see why he couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, will you go? Will you go to the ceremony?
Hopefully.
You guys will be in camp, obviously.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm going if Champ's going for sure. Like, I was supposed to go this year for Doc. He invited me, but I couldn't go. But Champ, they can't say I can't go to Champ.
What kind of mentor was he for you? How much did he shape your career? Because, I mean, Champ Bailey, for me, is in the argument as greatest cornerbacks of all time.
Oh, yeah.
If he played in Dallas or Steelers, I think people would think he is. Deion might be the best coverage corner, but I mean, how did Champ help you, I guess? And how would you describe him as?
Just his competitiveness, just seeing how he competed every day and came to work. He was a true professional. I mean, Champ was like, I'll never forget Champ saying, like, dudes were missing work because they were sick. And Champ was like, man, I've been in the league 14 years. I haven't missed a day of work ever. Like, just hearing him say stuff like that.
You're a kid then, right? Like,
oh, yeah, I'm just soaking it all in. And, I mean, what motivated me and helped me was that he wanted me out there on the field with him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, him and Dawkins, they wanted me on the field. And when you have guys like those guys and we're working together and we're trying to be the best out there on the field, and they actually want me to be out there making plays with them, I think that's what really gave me that boost that I can really play in the NFL right there. You don't get Hall of Fame guys saying they want a rookie, undrafted rookie out there on the field with you, especially not Champ Bailey or Brian Dawkins. Even Goody, Andre Goodman, I mean, he played in the league 10 years plus at corner. So it was good to have those vets coming in the NFL for sure. I was trying to do that for Isaac, just trying to help him out.
Right. Let him know you can use him this year. Try to microwave his development.
Because it'll be hard. I mean, it's hard right now. I mean, he's a rookie and he's thrown in the fire. That's how it is in the NFL. And they're going to keep throwing at you until you make them pay.
You like being on the outside more or in the slot more? Outside?
I think it's easier for me because then I can really show my coverage skills.
You're one of the best that's ever been on the inside, though.
Oh, yeah.
Watching you play in there.
Inside. Yeah, I do.
And that's why right there. That attitude is why.
But it's just, I don't know, sometimes you just want a new challenge. I feel like my third year, I played nothing but outside. People don't realize that.
Right.
My fourth year, I did too. I played nothing but right corner. A lot of people forget that too. And then 2015, that's when I moved back to the slot. When Wade came in.
Right.
So people think I've been playing it really 24/7 like my whole career. I haven't done that. So, but my best years have been when I played strictly outside. Those have been my best stat years.
You guys, like, it's weird when I cover professional sports, the confidence that's required to succeed.
Yeah.
Do you have people that you're around in your life that are confident, that makes sense in real life, or do you see it more when you watch sports figures?
If you ask my wife, she'll say I'm the cockiest person she's ever known. And it's not justified, I'm sure. But I see it. I see other people who, you know, they're that confident in whatever it is they do, and that's what makes them good at that.
Yeah, for me it's more personal because like a couple years ago I had like a allergic reaction to hair dye, so I can't wear colors on my skin anymore. I can only wear 100% cotton and white. So if you see me flipping them, it's because I can't have the color, but I can't grow my hair back out, so it's hard. So honestly, the thing that motivates me and keeps me going, because I feel like my skin's on fire all the time, and there's nothing I can take. I've been in the Mayo Clinic, and it's just one of those weird autoimmune diseases that quitting's not an option. I have a 22-year-old daughter. You got to keep going, and honestly, it's watching you guys play. It's going to events, and it's getting motivated, and every time I see you guys play, that keeps me going. Because if you can do it, I can do it.
I remember that when I'm out there on the field. It's a tough situation.
Well, and it's always, my friend Katie, she always says, best we can every day. Yeah. And that's how I look at it. It's every day, best we can. Got to make the most out of every day.
Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, I look at it, it's like I see you guys out there, and that's why before I could go to a game, I used to sit at home and see the TV shake. And I couldn't afford to go to a game because I was a single mom myself. But the day my daughter told me she decided to quit dancing, it was like an extra $5,000 a year. I'm like, I get to go to a Bronco game. Yeah. I finally get to go. But to be there and be that fan that's stomping in the seats and cheering and yelling and helping you guys out, it's the best feeling in the world.
Oh, yeah. That helps us too.
Have you all been to a game? What's it like? As a fan, I don't go as a fan.
What's your favorite game y'all been to?
It's so fun.
Super Bowl 50.
Super Bowl 50? That's y'all.
You made the trip?
Yeah.
That was y'all best game?
That was
What about best game at Mile High?
Yeah, what
best
about
game at Mile High.
Man. It was the year we played I think it was the
Had a lot
AFC
of good
Championships, right? Against the Patriots, and it was
Patriots.
freezing.
Patriots and the Blizzard.
With the mustache.
blizzard, the snow
mustache.
So here's the thing, they gave the mustaches, but I had brought randomly the big blue mustache that you could buy at the store. And so I throw that on before I even realize you get the orange mustache. That thing kept me warm the entire game.
mustache?
I did not take it off.
Now you know why Charlie Blackmon wears that beard.
There you go.
But he plays in the summer.
But that was exciting though. It was a blizzard, but it's
It
like
was
we
so
set a Guinness Book of World
cold.
Records
Oh, yeah.
as fans.
Yeah.
Wearing those mustaches. And
And it was bitterly cold.
Hey, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
You didn't? No, they handed them out. They had them in each of the cup holders, and it was
Oh, we so cold, nobody knows.
You would have
It
one
was
underneath your
snowing.
face mask.
I was trying to keep my footing out there.
What was your favorite game that you've been to?
I went to the Dolphins game where Champ Bailey came out. It's where he was done playing.
There you go. That's mustache.
Yeah.
The Champ Bailey game?
Yeah.
I know a game 2014.
Yeah.
Oh, his Ring of Fame game? When he went in the Ring of Fame?
Well, I don't think he's been in the Ring of Fame yet.
Not yet. He will be.
I always like the.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Five.
Five.
Other than
So
Elway.
he'll go in the Ring of Fame and the Hall of Fame.
I mean,
Yeah,
full, right?
We'll have a lot of accolades. We'll see Champ a lot.
Because he's going to go to Canton. That'd be great if he and Mr. B would go at the same time.
easy.
Which I would think has got a real good chance of happening.
Is it this year? Is he eligible or is it next year?
Yeah, Champ will be.
This year.
This year.
He'll be first ballot easy. I don't
has
see
to be
no
first
If
problem.
he's not first ballot, then no one is as a cornerback, honestly. I mean, you can't play the position better than he did.
I think another Bronco that's going to be on there is Steve Atwater, right?
Again, if Atwater had played now, he is Earl Thomas. He was a bigger version of Earl Thomas.
He was.
Oh my word, I covered him.
I didn't get to really watch
Atwater was so
Atwater
good.
too much.
He
Atwater
was so
good.
big and physical. I mean, he
And he could cover. For a big guy, he could stay with the...
right. But the problem
No.
is teams only threw 20 to 25 times a game. So he got known for more big hits than coverage. But if you did the analytics, like Chris grades out, he's one of the best coverage guys. None of that existed back then. A, and B, teams didn't throw very much. I mean, if teams threw 25 times, that was a lot. So you just, again, if he played in today's era,
Yeah.
he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Because
Yeah.
Earl Thomas is going to be in the Hall of Fame, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
Steve was like a bigger version of Earl Thomas.
Super Bowl
Dang.
32 alone should have put Atwater in the Hall of Fame, the way he played that.
He
He would have been
Christian
MVP.
Okoye. That's one of the best hits in the history of the NFL. He'd be flagged now, I'm sure.
Yeah. So what do you think is taking so long? Or why do you think it's so hard for Denver players to even get looked at?
Because they're in Denver. Just being in the middle of the country, not on the East Coast.
Is it the media that's not pulling for everybody in this area, or is the market small? Is that the difference?
probably a little bit of both.
When you guys talk to friends about the Broncos that don't live here, what do they know how good they've been?
I mean, most of
or is it with Peyton they did? Like Peyton was different because Peyton became a national event.
Mostly not, I don't think. You know, like most guys have no idea who Randy Gradishar was. You know, that guy's one of the best linebackers ever lived. And look at his tackle numbers for the 10 years he played. He should be in, and he's not.
A guy you would have loved off that team is Louis Wright. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now, he was as good as it gets as a corner. But and that Orange Crest defense. The
How's he not Hall of Fame?
They don't have one.
Part of it, they didn't win a Super Bowl, which if you look at, I don't vote for the Hall of Fame. I vote for Baseball Hall of Fame. I have a vote for the baseball.
So you have baseball.
I do, but